ये बुखारी साहब ने 8 सब्जेक्ट्स में मास्टर्स किया है। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। इन्ना अतैनाका अल-कौसर फसल्लि लिरब्बिका वन्हर इन्ना शानिअका हुवल अबतर। I'm very happy that you are from those academies here which were not intermingled with the spirituality or the religious studies. Now some of the students here who are new students and some of the students who according to the information are here for the last 3 years. So it was in the news that somewhere in the university there is going to be established one of the departments, and that is spirituality. The Department of International Studies for Spirituality, headed by SYED IQBAL QURAISHI. So previously there was one of the lectures entitled The Purification of the Soul, and today I've been asked to deliver here about the God or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, spirituality and soul. And I would like here that this is a greeting for all people of Kashmir, that before 700 years, when there was a garden of spirituality that was watered by one of the spiritual leaders and masters, I would say, SYED HAAMID rahmatullahi alayh. And after that, I would say for the last 100 years, there was a bit distraction and digression from the spirituality, the synthesis of religious sciences. And now the disciplines were separate here. There was a science discipline, the discipline of the physics, discipline of the mathematics, and the discipline of the arts subjects. But now I would say that for 300 years, if you are aware about the philosophy or the physics, you say that the students of the physics like Newtonian physics, they were first the students of the philosophy. And philosophy would cover at that time the spirituality, the study of the soul, and the truth, the beauty, the values, all was there submerged in that spirituality and philosophy. But today, in 21st century, now again we are here to know about and to become more spiritual and to leave the path of the sins and just go towards the path of the virtues. So I would like to share only my ideas because there is not good amount of time that I could throw light on everything here, but that's the theory of everywhere, and that's my own theory of everywhere. That's reflected there in one of my books, that is God, and I just started this theory for 3 years, and it took me almost 2 years to complete this theory. And you listen what is beyond, what is possible there beyond Einstein and beyond Stephen Hawking also. Because I know some of the students are from the medical background, so it would be nice to share my ideas, and some of the students are from the arts faculty here, and I would like to share according to them as well. Yes. Yeah. No, I don't understand you.
There is no student from arts background.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you. That's very good, and that's good. Great. Yeah. I would like to say here that if you know about some of the authors, some of the religious authorities who are just stressing about the spirituality. Why spirituality? Because in spirituality you have the relationship of your soul with your body. Relationship of your soul with your body. And the ultimate relationship of your totality with the ultimate absolute one. And that absolute is Allah. Yeah. And you know that if we consider here, according to theory of everywhere, if I take an example, if I take the example of the moon, if moon is there, and we know the distance from the moon, and if we have the distance from the earth up to moon, it's almost 3,84,000, roughly 84,000 kilometers. 3,84,000 kilometers, and roughly more than 3,000 people are needed. If we take the distance of 100 kilometers from here up to Uri, if we take 100 kilometers, the distance, and we put one observer here, one observer, and then after next 100 kilometers, we put the second observer there. And we need then more than 3,000 observers, which can be there on the bases or on the platforms up to the moon. So more than 3,000, let's say 3,000, these people, 3,000 people who have to observe something there, who have to observe something. So as you know that it takes only 1 second or more than 1 second, or fractions more than 1 second to light to reach to earth from moon. Only 1 second. That means at 9, if light is there, at 9 light is here on earth. So if we consider, if we take an analogy there, if we take an analogy like we consider this light as a horse. Light as a horse upon which you ride there. Light as a horse. And I take one of the observers. If I, I'm not, what's a good name? Yeah, Aqib. If I take Aqib as, I would say Aqib has to rise there on the moon. Aqib has to ride on the horse. And light is the horse. Light is the horse. And Aqib is there. And I direct all 3,000 observers that you observe where is Aqib at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. So actually this is modification. There is one of the theories, one more theory, there is no difference between Wahdat al-Wujud and Wahdat al-Shuhud. Only the difference of the talk is there. Maybe the science was not groomed and science was not blossomed till here up to 21st century. So there was a conflict between the words, and there was a conflict between the groups who are representing those groups or those words before 700 years. And I will take the example. Later I will come to this very thing. I will take the example of Ibn Arabi. Ibn Arabi takes one of the metaphors in his book Fusus al-Hikam, Treasures of the Wisdom. I just gave the example before in the lecture. And this is a very important example to understand the whole philosophy of Ibn Arabi. He takes the example of a mirror. If there is a mirror, and he takes, God forbid, he takes God as an object. Yeah. I will say the metaphor there is metaphor. And he says, he thinks that there are some 1,000 mirrors. There are 1,000 mirrors. And when he says that if we take an object there, and there is certain reflection of that object, there is certain reflection of that object. See, if you understand my language, yeah, yes, very good. If there is an object and there are 1,000 mirrors, and there is definite reflection of this object in all the mirrors, So God forbid, I don't say that the same object is there in all the mirrors, but I would say the reflection is there of this object in all the mirrors. So if we consider, according to Ibn Arabi, I don't say these my words, according to Ibn Arabi, if we consider Allah as the light, nur, yeah, so we can consider that His reflection is everywhere. His reflection is everywhere. But in my theory, there is something more powerful than this concept. And I don't consider only the reflection of Allah is everywhere. According to my theory, maybe Allah is everywhere. But I have the analogy here, I have to prove something here, how He can be related to our soul, how He is so near to our soul. So near to our soul. What's the way possible there? As Aqib is there, he has to ride the horse on the moon. It will take only 1 second to Aqib to reach Earth. Will it take? Yeah, will it take? Only 1 second. Because light takes only 1 second, more than a second, fractions of the second to reach to Earth. and it will take definitely 1 second only, and then I have to collect the observation from all the observers. All the observers, when they will put their observations to me, I will see the observations there one by one. Everybody will say, Aqib was here at 9. Yeah, all the 3,000 observers will say, Aqib was here at 9. And when I will go some 500 kilometers away, he will say, no, Aqib was here at 9. And when I will go to moon, and then on the observer here, I will say, where was Aqib at 9? The observer would say, definitely he was there at 9 on moon. Now again, I have to go to Earth, and I will say the observer near to Earth, that where was Aqib? He will say, definitely onto Earth, he was exactly at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. He was exactly there. See the difference. See the difference. When he takes this great speed of the light, all the observers, they will be all able to see Aqib. They will be all able to see what the person who is riding on the horse. The person who is riding on the horse. But at the same time, he will be converted into energy. He will be converted according to the law there. To that very speed, everything will get converted to energy. If the matter is there, if this matter is there, or this matter is there, it won't harm me, this matter, because this matter will be the form of energy. And when this energy is there, and when it reaches Earth, the energy is decreased, and it is converted back to matter. Back to matter. And same is the case. If we consider, for example, that Allah has created, I can't give examples. There cannot be exemplary things for Allah knows Allah. But if I consider that maybe there is a great spaceship for Allah, created by Allah Himself, a great spaceship. That spaceship is in infinite times more in speed than light. When it's infinite times more in speed than light, if we just draw axis there, y-axis, z-axis, and x-axis there, x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis, a thing will be everywhere which is in infinite speed at the same time. At the same time. So now, if I consider that this energy won't harm me, it's so powerful, it's inside me, it's outside me, it's everywhere, and the energy directs, that energy sees what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. So dear students, the cause of this lecture is there, we have to give synthesis to your studies. If you are here, you are studying here the business studies, or some are from the faculty of mathematics and some from faculty of BTech, and we want them to be created the great theologians, the great philosophers, and the great spiritualists. If there is any technical fault there in this, you are unable to listen. Yeah. Thank you. So I wanted to make you aware that the creation of this department is to create your interest towards spiritual studies. Tomorrow, if you are there on the path of the wrong things, or of the path of what's the path of the sins there, you will be able to be away from this path of the sins. How it's possible? How it's possible? As you know, the Kashmir verse, Paran Paran. Do you know the verse from Shaykh al-Alam? Paran Paran. पार गई तुम खार गई किताब बोरा है तुम खार गई किताब बोरा है यम दिल निश बाखबर गई तुम नार गई फजल आता है. So I have to make you understand there. See exactly what is their thing. So see the real cause of this spiritual class is that we don't have to study only. We don't have to study only. We have to concentrate on certain things of the spirituality. Spirituality. As you know the name, the greatest name of the best point is Shaykh al-Alam in Kashmir. And same is the name of Baba Dawud Khaki alayhi rahmah, who wrote the famous book of Dastur Salikin. And what he says that when he was a learned man, a literate person, an educated person, a person of great repute. And he says that, Shukrilullah, Haliman har lahzane ko tajudas, Sheikh Sheikhan Sheikh Hamza Tawlara Rehbar Shudas. Hamchi Isa, Deis Bez Lake Be Awlad Nes, har muridara besar har mukhlis abdar shudast. See exactly what he wants to say, that if you carry the great load of knowledge, or the burden of knowledge on you, you need a synthesis for this knowledge. What sort of knowledge? The sort of knowledge, a real direction is needed to you. And that direction will make you to recognize certain things. As I previously said about the thing that if the thing is there in the greater speed, it can be with your soul, and there can be a great connection of your soul with that thing. So how can a person lead to the purification of this soul? There needs to be an interdisciplinary approach. A connection is needed to be with different disciplines of studies. So this is the only discipline which was created here, and the seed of which was sown here by Hazrat Amir Kabir Mir SYED Hamadani. He was learned in all, I would say, in fiqh, in hadith, and sahih at that time. When he came here, those were all completed at that time, and he had learned all those. And he was a master in fiqh, and he had studied tafsir, commentaries of different theologians. And when he came here, he saw a different atmosphere here in our Kashmir Valley. And what he thought about that, how I can start here, what starts the message, the real message of Islam, the real message of the Prophet. And when he came here and he met with some, I would say, learned people, he had not connections only with those people who were illiterate people, but he had the great argumentations of 7 days, sometimes of months together, with all learned people here who were belonged to that time a different religion. And the message was passed only because of the path of spirituality. The path of spirituality. And how he created this atmosphere there, because